So we all know Tesla Cybertruck is here. It just released a few weeks ago, and Rivian is also there, one of its biggest competitors. They have finally clashed. They both have very, very similar specs and everything. Who is going to win? They're both amazing trucks. They can pull tons of cargo. They're both very, very strong. I'm not sure who will win. Let's dive into this video and get started and find out who is the winner of this great trucks battle. So overall, the Tesla Cybertruck just looks a bit uglier and cooler at the same time. It just looks grayish and dullish. Then it also looks cooler with the sharp edges, and it's kind of confusing, but as you probably know, it looks ugly and cool at the same time. The Rivian just looks more calm with the rounded edges and the circle lights and lots of different vibrant colors. So the Tesla is much more uglier but cooler at the same time, since it has sharp edges and a grayish color. But Rivian looks calmer and more vibrant with its blue, red, and green colors. So overall, both of them have their own style. Tesla is much more aggressive with the sharp edges, grayish, dull color, while Rivian is just trying to be calm and not too flashy, because it has round corners and pretty nice colors. So on the interior, the Tesla Cybertruck again has no buttons, which means everything is going to be on the screen, and that makes it very overwhelming, I've heard, because Tesla had to add a lot of more features like raising the height of the vehicle. They need to add that, and a lot of other features related to Cybertruck, like the back trunk. It's not really a trunk, but if you guys have seen it, it's actually this screen kind of thing that rolls down and up. They had to add a pause and play and different settings for that, and they just had to move a lot more stuff that would have been in the regular Tesla to the screen in the Cybertruck, which makes the screen a lot more complicated and busy and a lot. While the Rivian does not have too much buttons like a regular car, but it does have buttons, which makes some stuff a lot easier, while the Tesla Cybertruck needs a ton of stuff on the screen to fit everything that would have been a button, but now this Tesla wants a clean look, so it makes the screen very, very complicated, busy, and stuffed up. It's a lot of features. So like I told you in the beginning, the Rivian outside is very calm and everything. It's not very sharp edges, they're all rounded off and very nice. Same on the inside, there are no flashy colors, or it's just calm, just like green and everything. So there's nothing too bright or so sharp or anything here. So it's just calm like an everyday car, while the Tesla Cybertruck just looks all white, and then the screen in the middle, the rectangular steering wheel instead of the circular one, so it just looks a lot more futuristic. It has no buttons, and as you know, there's probably this space, this kind of barrier between the passenger seat and the driver's seat. Tesla's removed that, and now it just looks actually a way more futuristic car, while the Rivian is just a casual, everyday car. MKBHD also said this in his video, and this is pretty big. It's a big difference. You see it all the time when you look at the car. The door handles, Rivian actually has handles that are similar to Tesla's handles. You push one side of it, the other side comes out, and you pull that side. It works and everything, but Tesla Cybertruck actually has a button next to the door. You have to press it, then it comes out a bit, and if you pull it the rest of the way, then that's pretty good too. It obviously works, but it leaves a lot of finger marks on the side of the door, which just looks bad obviously on the car. And then it's kind of annoying too. If you press the button, open the door, you should reach in to the space between the door and the car and pull it out. It's just annoying. Rivian is much more smooth, and an actual door handle would have been even better. Just pull it and get in the car. But both of these vehicles want to look smooth and aerodynamic, which means removing the door handles, which is the main thing, making it more aerodynamic. So obviously, this has helped make both of these vehicles more aerodynamic, but there are some cons, especially with the Cybertruck, with those fingerprints, and it's just harder overall. Now, both cars at the base model are pretty expensive at $80,000, but Rivian takes the higher model price up to $87,000, while Tesla takes it up all the way to $99,000, so basically $100,000. And sadly, the range actually goes down for the Cybertruck as the model goes higher, which is actually bad, obviously, but Rivian's does go up. So I'm just going to talk about the base model specs for now. And the range is pretty similar. The price is basically exactly the same at $79,000. Cybertruck is just a few hundred more, but it's basically the same. In the horsepower, Rivian has a bit less, and Rivian also has a bit of a smaller or shorter 0 to 60 time. So the Rivian is just a bit less powerful, and the Cybertruck is more powerful. Now the Tesla Cybertruck actually also is more of a construction vehicle. It actually has much more torque, actually almost more than 10 times that much torque. Rivian is at 600 pounds per feet, while Tesla Cybertruck is somehow at 7,500 pounds per feet. I don't know if that's a typo, but my source said 7,500 for the Cybertruck, which is too much for me to believe, but I guess I'll have to believe that since that's what this image says. But the bed length for the Cybertruck is also a bit longer, 2 to 3 feet longer. So as you already know from this info probably, the Tesla Cybertruck is definitely more of a construction vehicle than a family-friendly vehicle. While both of them are actually off-road vehicles, this one is probably used for more of a construction purpose, while the Rivian is used for family-friendly purposes and off-roading maybe. So both of them have pretty good specs, but Tesla has definitely amped up the power and aggressiveness more, but the Rivian is just a bit more friendly. And the steering is also actually not connected to the steering wheel, so when you steer, it actually turns gears and stuff, and it does a lot of electronic stuff, and it's not actually connected physically from the wheels and the steering wheel. So that allows very nimble turning and even backwheel turning. So when you're turning corners or turning into a parking lot, it's much more easier, and it's just a lot of improvement in your daily life when you're driving into a parking space or just every day. It makes a very big difference. And that leads us to our everyday section. Every day, the Cybertruck is just not meant for it. It's so aggressive, and it's meant to be that way since it has a ton of horsepower and so much torque for pulling all that cargo behind you or a trailer or something. And it's just bulletproof stainless steel on the sides, and it's just not meant for everyday life. Rivian isn't. It's a big truck. It's also meant for carrying cargo, but Cybertruck definitely isn't. And if you want to pick one for some normal daily life, going to the grocery store or something, you'd probably pick the Rivian. Okay, sure, maybe that nimble turning is better for parking, but you don't need a bulletproof refrigerator on wheels to do that. So Rivian is definitely better for everyday use. It's just more of a friendly car. And if you actually buy a Cybertruck, you have to be prepared for all the people looking at it. And in your daily life, I probably bet that you haven't seen one. So if somebody does buy it just for trials, it's not out for sale yet. But if you do that, people are going to be looking at you like crazy. So you gotta be ready for that. Like MKBHT mentioned in his video, there's just tons of people looking at it. People are filming it, so you have to be ready for that. But overall, I like both of these cars. The Cybertruck has this futuristic, cool looking features and just the look of it. It's not a regular pickup truck like the Rivian is. That shape is more of angles, tight angles instead of like curves. So Rivian is your casual truck. Cybertruck definitely isn't. Bulletproof stainless steel, sharp angles. That isn't your everyday pickup truck. So Cybertruck is definitely a futuristic, crazy car. Rivian is your everyday truck. Not the best car for everyday use. Both of these actually aren't, but Cybertruck has its specs, like it's lots of torque, and it has a faster 0 to 60 time, 4.1 seconds, and it is a higher torque, a higher speed when going with cargo, and a lot of other stuff that big trucks should have. So this Cybertruck is definitely a big truck that you should get if you're doing construction work and carrying around a lot of stuff. And Rivian is just also a truck, but definitely more family friendly, and you can go off-roading with both cars. So that's it for today's video. I'll add both of these. Hopefully we can try the Rivian R2 and compare that with the Tesla or the Tesla Cybertruck, because they have been released but we can't buy them yet or try them. So I'm excited for that. I'll probably make a video for that. That's it for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. YouTube Pro out.